I wanted to share with you some of the common themes and common issues that keep coming up time and time again as we're out working within our community environment. And I think this is probably the most paramount issue that comes up constantly when we're out there. And that's the issue of youth employment, opportunity for youth. If you listen to the news and you understand that, on a national, federal, and provincial level, there's always the issue of, we've got the #1 population base of youth ready and available for work and all those other opportunities. It's just that the biggest challenge is that when we get out to the communities and we talk with the communities about where they're going with economic development, we find a lot of people talking and very few people actually initiating economic development activities. This really has an impact on our communities and our youth. We've actually went out and talked with a bunch of the youth, and every time that we go to the community, we talk to the youth just to find out what their thought processes are on employment and what would make them become more involved and engaged in the economic activities. And when we ask them, would you be willing to go to work? Their first comments coming back to us are, where's the work? And that leads us back to that whole scenario and issue associated with how do we as community groups and community organizations provide our youth with a future, with opportunity to become employed, become engaged in the workforce and provide for their families. That's the #1 concern from all of our community environments, and a lot of the times it really boils down to just doing it. There's a lot of activity out there, there's a lot of opportunity for economic activity from a community perspective, and what we find is that there's a lot of talk and very little walking the walk. And what we mean by that is that it's either an issue of fear, of the unknown, whether or not that'll be successful, or whether or not they have the capacity to be able to deliver on things. The key thing you have to realize is that when you're in economic development and you're in community development, you need to move forward. Fear will blind you. We've run across that so many times where people want to move forward, but they're really afraid of the unknown. And the real key thing that you have to use and you have to bring back into your mind and your concepts and your way of thinking is that this is not really going to be beneficial for our youth, for us to be able to sit here and do nothing. So when it comes time to pull the trigger and make things happen, do it. Those are the #1 concerns. It's about giving our youth and our future generations an opportunity to be actively engaged in an economy at a local level, a national level, a provincial level, or whatever it is. You have to lead by example. If there is no example in that community, the youth don't have a chance.